Good evening and welcome to Estuary TV News. I'm Emma Lingard. Coming up in the show, we meet Mr Nibbles, the Shetland pony who was tied to a children's roundabout before being rescued. And my guests in the studio are Tracy McPhee to talk about her asthma awareness campaign, and joining her is Mark Furno from the Mobile Medical Cover. But first, it's over to Richard Morris for the news headlines.
Hello, in the headlines today, it's International Geocaching Week, so one church is celebrating by hosting their own geocache, and a concert at St Peter's Church is the last to be held by the current organiser. Lincolnshire Police are asking for your help in identifying crime priorities. The East Lincolnshire Community Safety Partnership is inviting residents to complete their annual Community Safety Survey. It will help the partnership to work out what issues are affecting residents and what should be given the most attention. To tempt people to complete the survey, the partnership are offering £30 worth of high street vouchers to a lucky person who completes the survey. It's available to complete online until the 10th of October, and it's accessible through the Lincolnshire Police website. Witnesses are being sought after an alleged assault in the Cricketers Arms, Littlefield Lane in Grimsby on Friday. A woman has reported being assaulted by two people, a man and a woman who were both known to her, at around 12:45 on Friday the 15th of August. Independent witnesses are sought for the incident, which is alleged to have been the result of a verbal disagreement which escalated into a physical exchange between the three. Anyone with information which may help are urged to contact Humberside Police. This week is International Geocaching Week, and to celebrate, a local church is getting in on the modern-style treasure hunt. Utterby Church near Louth is one of the many places across the country where you can now find a geocache box, and it's said you're never more than 1 mile away from them. The idea is that you find a geocache, open it, swap some items on the inside with your own, sign to say you found it before leaving it as it was found.
We are using geocaching to promote the heritage of the Lincolnshire Wolds area of outstanding natural beauty. It's sold as a modern day treasure hunt, so we thought it would be quite an exciting way for families to go out treasure hunting, looking for our geocaches over the summer holidays. We've been really lucky. We've had over 20 volunteers help us hide 20 different geocaches, which are all across the Lincolnshire Wolds. And inside each one, we've got a heritage card and a kids activity. And we hope that it will help families find out a little bit more about the heritage that the geocache is hidden in, and there's an activity for kids as well. So it's a whole family activity for everyone to get involved with.
Well, I started off leaving a couple of bracelets and little finger toys, and people have been to the geocache in the last 2 weeks, and we've got an exciting range of toys in there now, which is good because it means that finding the heritage is very exciting for the children. You can find a map of all available geocaches either from the website geocaching.com or from the app that you've downloaded onto your phone, and it gives you a map that points them all out, and then you use the coordinates, the GPS coordinates, to go and find it for yourself. That might involve quite a long walk up onto the Wold, but at Utterby it doesn't. It's quite near. You can get to it quite easily from your car.
Nick Hamilton, the son of the late BBC Gardener's World presenter Jeff Hamilton, has been confirmed as the opener of Bloomfest in Grimsby on the 25th of August. He will be on hand to explain all about Barnsdale Gardens and to answer any gardening and horticultural questions the public may have. The official opening with Nick will be on the Monday at 10 AM at Grimsby Minster. Lincolnshire Police are appealing for information about a garage burglary in Thedlethorpe in which an off-road bike was stolen from the property. The bike, seen here in this picture, supplied to us by Lincolnshire Police, was stolen from between 6 PM on Thursday the 14th of August and the following morning. The offender removed the padlock on the outbuilding at the premises on Saltfleet Road and stole the Honda 250 motorbike. A concert at St Peter's Church is the last one to have been performed by its current organiser. The group, which meets to enjoy music and refreshments, will continue to meet. Jill Moore is stepping down after this final performance at the church.
Well, I think, to be honest, after 18 years, that's long enough. And what I wanted to do was step down so that somebody else can take over while I'm still around, and I can help them to take it over, because I think it's such an important thing we're doing that it's really crucial that it carries on and doesn't stop when I stop. nobody has to come and do exactly what I'm doing. 2 or 3 people could get together and take it over and do different aspects, because I tend to do all the programmes, all the posters and everything, but I don't have to. And I think anybody taking it over doesn't have to. And all my contacts of performers, etc., I've still got them, and I will give them to anybody who wants to carry on.
That's all from us. Goodbye.
Taking on a horse is a big responsibility. Many people may buy a horse, as it can sometimes work out as more economically sensible to do so rather than paying for one through riding lessons. But potential owners are being asked to reconsider their options after the sad story of Mr. Nibbles. Dan Kemp went to find out more.
He's the latest arrival to add to the 300 horses already at Bransby Horse Centre. Mr. Nibbles is a baby Shetland pony that was found tied up to a roundabout in a children's playground in Gainsborough. Sadly, he's one of an increasing number of ponies being abandoned by their owners.
It kind of varies. It usually can kind of even go off like what time of the year it is. But I mean, we can rescue from about sort of 10 to 40, depending on what. So you can't really give too much of an average, but there's always some out there. I don't know, I think it's more the novelty of having one, and I think everybody thinks they look really cute and they look cuddly and you can do stuff. I think it's more the novelty of having one, but they take a lot of care.
The 10 to 40 ponies abandoned each month comes amid increasing pony and horse ownership around the country. The problem is that many people don't understand how much care and attention horses really need and how much it costs.
I think it's more kind of the lack of knowledge, because it's not just like food and water. They need their feet trimming because they do grow at quite a rapid rate when they're not on like a natural like hard ground. Their teeth doing because their teeth are growing all the time, so they need like rasping down by the dentist, because otherwise it can keep growing and then hurt inside of their mouths, and that's why they struggle to eat and things like that. And even just if they injure themselves, it's like getting the vet out, and I think it just, people don't understand. It does take a lot to look after them, and they're not cheap.
While the staff at Bransby are concerned about the issues, they don't want to discourage people who want to buy a horse or pony. Their message is to think carefully about the decision and make sure you'll be able to provide for it.
I would just make sure they look and think of all the make sure they've considered all the options, like make sure it's the right horse, because sometimes you might think a horse looks pretty but they need a lot more care than something else. Make sure you can afford it, like give yourself a scenario. Good boy. If something was to happen, if they were to have an injury in the field, could they afford to have the vet's bills? Could they afford the insurance? And just make sure they plan it all properly and make sure they've looked at various different yards or fields to keep them in, and kind of get as much information as they can before they go and buy one.
For now, Mr. Nibbles and the other ponies at Bransby are in good hands. They'll be raised back to health at the centre before they're either bought by members of the public or can be viewed by people who visit the centre. Dan Kemp, Estuary TV News.
Last year we featured Tracy McPhee, who after losing her daughter Laura to an asthma attack has worked tirelessly to promote awareness. She joins us in the studio alongside Mark Furno from Mobile Medical Cover to talk about the latest venture, which involves going into schools. Now welcome both to the studio. Now first of all, Tracy, just explain to us then, what are you planning to do?
Basically what we want to do is go into schools and either do first aid lessons or assemblies to try and get children aware of asthma and the dangers, because it's not just asthma, it's a silent killer, and we just want to make people aware. And if we can learn the children from youngest age as possible up to college age, up to 18, then hopefully that person can help save a life, because if they have a first aid lesson or something, then they might have the ability to, like if somebody has a heart attack or something, then they might be able to help in that situation as well. So it's an all-round first aid lesson that we're hoping to do.
Okay, and Mark, this is where you're involved then, is it? How did you both meet?
I met, unfortunately, when Laura passed away. I was the investigating officer when I worked for East Midlands Ambulance. And so then we've kept in contact through then, and then Tracy's approached me with this idea, and now with my company, it's something that I can take on board and hopefully deliver for her.
Okay. I mean, how important is it that youngsters are taught these basic lessons then?
Oh, very important. Very important. And just from the basics of being able to like dial 999 in the correct situation can save a life. And it's making that awareness for children, and certainly with the asthma awareness that we can promote, and basic first aid.
Okay. And you've already been into schools, haven't you, Tracy? What types of things have you done then?
Well, we did recently. We did a sew and knit Laura Bay, and Oasis School come on board, and it was a fab success, and the kids loved it. And we was talking about asthma and how the bear come about, and as you know, Laura's little bear, and that's our mascot for the bear, for the charity. So it come about with that, and they was interested, and then putting the feelers out, people was asking us if they could go into their schools. So it's word of mouth, and they all want us to go into their schools and help the children. So
come the start of the new school term, you're all going to be out there spreading that word.
Yeah,
yes?
definitely.
Yeah.
We want to get as many schools as possible interested, and then hopefully Mark will be able to come with us and do as many schools as possible.
It's a big venture, this. Are you just planning to start with North East Lincolnshire, or do you want to go further afield with it?
As far as we can go.
I was going to say, is it something you've thought about yet?
I mean, I think to be personally honest, if it takes off as what it should do, then it hopefully it'll be something that we can deliver and get it part of the curriculum to move forward for children.
It's vital life skills, isn't
Completely.
it, these things?
Yeah.
To teach them. And like you said, I know it's about the 999 awareness as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Making sure that obviously they're dialing 999 at the correct time and things, and but the awareness is the most important of basic. You see it on the TV programmes when the children do know what to do, and it's making sure that every child has that ability.
Yeah.
Because you know that Laura passed away in 4 minutes as well, and how much me and my son did, there's nothing we could have done.
Yeah.
I feel guilty every day still, but I couldn't do anything. Mark's explained I couldn't do anything more, but if we can learn the children at any age, they might be able to help somebody in emergency.
I was going to say, presuming those vital few seconds, minutes even, whatever you do is a help, isn't it? And you should know, being there, Mark, that
many times
that is helpful, isn't it?
Very helpful.
Yeah,
very helpful. Yeah, seconds is very vital.
But if more people have this awareness, then they're helping that little bit more, aren't they? Which is great. Now, at the moment, you're busy doing your fundraising. Just tell us, how much have you raised so far?
Nearly 75,000 now.
Wow.
Since losing her.
That
We've
is
bought
brilliant.
lots of breathing units for Grimsby Hospital, and the community, there's quite a few children that we've bought breathing units for. So now we want to get into the clinics and the doctors and anybody that wants our help. Children up to 16, just come forward to any of the committee and ask, and we'll help as much as we can.
And your fundraising obviously continues all the time, and a local business has taken you on, haven't they? Their charity, who is that?
Yeah, the Trollermans come forward, and we're their charity for the year, so they're doing events throughout the year, and Humber Yacht Club as well. So there's a few that's coming forward and helping in a big way as well.
Brilliant. It's all vital. Well, we're going to have to stop the interview there, unfortunately, but thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Hope it goes well, and do let us know how it goes.
Thank you very much.
Right, well, thank you. That's it from all of us here. If you send your stories to news@estuary.tv or contact us the usual way through either Facebook or Twitter, or simply pick up the phone and call Grimsby 01472 315 561. Until tomorrow, from all of us here, goodbye.